Hello, we're back and we're going to look at some more functions of YouTube, some things that you may or may not be aware of, but some things that will be valuable, I hope, to you. So first of all, you're going to go to YouTube and you should be logged in with your Google account, which will show up right here in the upper right-hand corner. We looked at playlists a couple of weeks ago, and this is the list of mine. Yours may not be quite as extensive, but I'm sure you'll be adding to them now that you know how to do them. The ones that were shared with me from last class, I tried to add so that you can see some of the ones that other people in fact created. And that's the other neat thing about playlists, is that when people do share them with you, they can become part of your playlist as well. So one of the first things that we're going to do is go to a playlist, or excuse me, a YouTube video, and I'm just going to select one that's right here already and stop it because I don't actually want to play it. And I want to show you something at the bottom here. This one has a lot of comments. If you ever run into a opportunity to play a video and find that it's not showing up, that it says it's in, that you're in safe mode and you need to be out of safe mode in order to view it, you have to scroll all the way down to the bottom and you'll see a place here that says that safety is on or off. So you can change that setting to make it on or off. Is that when you are in the play mode, and let me I'll just go ahead and mute this. Actually, if you weren't aware, you can mute your videos right here. And if I were to play this, and I'm just going to click on the play so that it is playing, if I'm logged into my account as that shows here, and you can't actually see this, but I can, instead of having to go here and click here to pause it, I can pause it just with my space bar, which is a nice tool if you don't have your mouse handy, or if it's in a different place. If your cursor is somewhere else, it's sometimes nice to just be able to control that with your space bar. So you can do that if you are logged in. The other thing to note is that there are a couple of different views. You're probably aware that there's the full screen view that you can go to, such as this. Your controls at the bottom, but you would have to get out of that with using the escape button on your keyboard. The other mode that you can watch movies in is something a little bit newer, and it's called the theater mode. And what it does is it takes it and puts it up at the top, so all the extra stuff is down here at the bottom. And that can be helpful if that's a preferred way to do it. But your default mode is the one that shows up like this. Okay, I wanted to just show that and demonstrate that for you. The other thing is since we talked about playlists last time, I believe this is a default for all. There is a, under Add To, an opportunity to go into a watch later. So if you're starting to see a video that you like, but you don't have time to watch it, you can begin to add videos into watch later. That if you were going to share a video, but you wanted to actually, instead of showing the whole video, you wanted students or whoever you were sharing it with to actually start it at a certain point. So instead of at the very beginning, starting it at the 1.08 mark, or you go to where you want to start it, which in this case is the start point 108, and when you click on there, it'll actually create a little bit extra for the URL so that it will start right there. Okay, so if you go over here and click on the three bars, you'll be able to access some information of videos that they recommend for you, your channel, subscriptions that you may have, and we'll talk about that in a second, your history. This happens to me sometimes when I'm tired and I've looked at a lot of videos, but I haven't taken the time to playlist them. So if I click on history, it will actually show you what you've watched. Um, and you can go backwards to see the videos that you've been viewing. And if you had forgotten to mark one, or you didn't have a chance to do that, here's an opportunity to do that. And of course, at this point in time, you can also search and clear for your watch history. So if you wanted to get rid of all that evidence, it would be there as well. Your watch later videos are would be in this particular area. And then let's move to subscriptions. So in my subscriptions, you probably, maybe you have some, maybe you don't, but most of the time when people are starting off, they haven't looked at subscriptions yet. If each one of us has a channel now that we have set up our YouTube, and in your channel you may have some videos that you've created and you may not, and we're going to look at that as well. But when you find videos that you enjoy watching, and they come especially from a particular person that creates them or a company that creates them, it's great to subscribe to them, because every time you get something new, every time they add something new, they will it will be fed to you, and so that you'll have that right in your subscriptions. So I have a couple of different subscriptions here. As you can see, they're very varied actually, and we're going to look at how to do that. So let's say I'm very interested in National Geographic videos, and so I will go to National Geographic in my search bar, and I would find, you know, a particular one perhaps, but notice that these are National Geographic videos that were done by others. Kruger King, I'm big on Reddit, etc. You want to look for the one that's the official one. In this case, you can see it's National Geographic. And all I have to do is subscribe, and it will get on my subscription list, as you can see here. And every time there's a new National Geographic video that is put out on YouTube, I will get an email telling me about that. In fact, about once a week, I would say, you get an email with all the updated videos that were on your subscription list, or things that they think you might like to watch, what to watch. So all of that is kind of nice. And then you can manage your subscriptions by going over here, and you can delete them if you wanted to unsubscribe. You can also manage the activity feed so that you see all activity or just anything that they upload. And then you can actually create collections. So if you had something that was revolving around a particular content area, you could create a collection in which those subscriptions would be all grouped under. Under your channel, you'll have videos that you've uploaded. And all of those uploads that I've done are here. And what I want you to do, and what I want you to be aware of is, and this one, let's do my fly-in cruising one, okay, is that every time you've uploaded a video, something that you've created yourself, you actually get some additional tools down here. And you can modify those. And one of the really neat things is you can put annotations on your video. So if I wanted to annotate this, I would click Annotations. And whenever I had a place that I wanted to annotate, I could just click here. I could add a little, let's add a speech bubble. And I could say, back at, oops, get my keyboard going here, back at another fly in, cruise in. I can customize it with the font size and the color and all of those kinds of things. For right now, I'm just going to apply the changes. Do note though that it's going to start at the 3-second mark and go until the 7.5-second mark. I can change that. I can change it by moving it out, or I can change it over here by actually saying, oh, I just want it to go to 5 seconds and apply the changes. So now when I have the video playing, you have that little pop-up that comes up because it's an annotation that has been added. You can actually also add audio. So I already have audio on this one, but if you wanted to add one of the tracks that they have, these are things that they have worked out in agreement with the artist, so you don't have to give credit for them. It's already been given, I guess, permission's been given. And that can be, helpful if you wanted to make something a little bit more interesting. You can add enhancements. So, don't drive me nuts. So you can do some auto fixing. You can stabilize it. You can change the saturation. You can make it slow motion. So and you can actually trim it here. So if there was a piece that you wanted to trim out, you could do that. Little editing, in other words. There's actually some more advanced editing that you can do as well, but I thought it might be helpful to show you these. Okay, so little tips and tricks in addition to getting you moving towards that next step of using YouTube, and that's having videos of your own that you've created and added to YouTube. For your MIP point, you need to do 2 things. The first thing you need to do is you need to subscribe to 3 channels. And then once you have subscribed to those channels, your screen looks like this. And you will do a screenshot, which you would do by clicking print screen so that I can see what you have subscribed to over here. That's number 1. Secondly, you need to upload a video. Again, can be very short, can be very simple. And if you want to do some other editing, you may do that. Once you have put in that annotation, I want you to go down here where it says share, and I want you to share this link with me. So you have 2 things that you'll need to give to me in order to get your MIP. Okay, hopefully that works for you, and if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.